Good morning, everybody. So it is Thursday, March 30th, I think. No! I wanted to say something. I was rewatching yesterday's video, and it just kind of stuck with me. I wanted to say that I am very thankful to the good Lord for everything. I am so blessed. You know, you've got to figure out in your life what gives you joy. I made a comment to a friend the other day. Yesterday, I said, you know, I'm not even certain to this day what my purpose in life is. But I think that's a little bit of no. That's a very hard thing for some people to know, because I'm not so sure that it doesn't change every day. I think for all of us, our purpose is to just try and help each other each day as best we can. Here, give it here. Sometimes we fail, sometimes we succeed, but that's okay. As long as we're trying. Give. I don't know. I don't want to get too philosophical or whatever on that, but give it some thought. Give it here. No, bring it here. I'm not doing that, playing your game. Hey, no. Okay, so wait. I'm telling you, if you guys are thinking about getting a German Shepherd, do your research, because they're a great dog, but they, more so than any dog I've ever raised, they have to have a job, and you have to be very disciplined with them. You cannot give them an inch. because they will take a mile. They can read your body language more than any dog I've ever had, and they know how to test your limits for sure. All right, so I'm gonna walk around here and show you what Troy did yesterday. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna label these videos timber harvest, like number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever, in succession. That way it's more, like I said yesterday, it's more of a journal for me, but that way I can kind of keep track of the process. And then once I get all the videos done, I'll put them in a playlist. That way we can follow the whole thing along. So I'm going to switch the camera around here, and we're going to walk down through here and look and see what they got done yesterday. Now Troy's basically removing the topsoil and getting ready to put stone down to make a nice solid road bed. So that's what's going on. I'll fix the camera here. All right. Now you can see he piled up a pile of dirt there. And this here, he widened this road quite a bit. And he took about 12 inches of dirt off the top. So walk down here. I'll be glad when we get all that cotton picking junk out of here. I'm sick of collecting junk. So this is, over here is where I had my original drainage ditch. And it worked fine for me because it was just kind of like a field road. I didn't use it a whole lot. So I think they're going to put a different pipe in there. I just have a little, I think it's a 6-inch like water pipe in there. Now, yesterday when I ended, so he pushed up a pile of dirt there. And he opened this up. When I ended yesterday, he was just working on this piece here, and I hadn't seen what he did down here in the woods, so we're going to go down and see what's going on down here. Now right here, I call this an overflow drainage ditch. So what happens when the creek back there, which the creek's right there, when it breaks over its banks, which it doesn't normally do in this area, it's more upstream. This drainage ditch here will funnel the water down back into the creek. I've seen this flood probably twice in 25 years, to the point where all this was underwater, but it doesn't happen that often. So looks like he did a really good job. And like I said yesterday, it's very important to find a good logger that's reputable. You know, I don't want to characterize anybody, but a lot of these loggers that are coming around knocking on your door, leaving cards, there's a reason why they're not busy. So, you know, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind there. All right, so he pushed that all up. Now, Troy, I stacked all that firewood there yesterday. What'd you do with it? There's 2 pieces laying there. All right, well, no biggie, I guess. I'll just have to cut some more. Anyway. All right, so he opened up right here, this drainage ditch, and then it dumps down into there. So he must be going to put a pipe in there too. Looks like he opened this up quite a bit. That looks really nice, actually. Did a good job. Now, you see a lot of dirt here, but the grass, I'll either replant it, or Troy and them will help me replant it, or whatever. And, Waylon, are you pooping? Now, that cherry tree right there, he's going to take that one out. Is that a walnut? that's a pretty nice. No, I'll tell you, folks. I'm not sure if that's a walnut or not. By the looks of things, it is. But anyway, it's okay. I get a little too OCD about things sometimes. I mean, when you're doing a timber job, they have to be able to, you know, make a landing. They got to be able to make the roads and stuff. So you're gonna lose some trees, and that's just the way it is. You just got to deal with it. Now I'm looking here. So those two trees right there, there's a cherry and there's a nice walnut growing right beside it. In order for them to be able to open that up to get the log truck through, they're probably going to have to take that tree out, or those two trees out. Now I'm guessing yesterday he didn't do that because he didn't ask me about it or whatever. So now this cherry here, well, it might be able to get a log out of it, but this walnut here it's a pretty nice tree. But they got to have room, so they might have to take this one here out, which that tree right there is damaged. That's not a big deal. That walnut right there, I just assume they don't take it out, but they might have to. Or at the very least, like this one here, they'll probably have to limb that one up a little bit. But they should be able to get around. So let's get down here. So they're working, what they're doing is they're building a road. So they started it up in my driveway, and they're working down here to the stream crossing. So here's a good look at what the stream crossing looks like. Now you guys can't tell so much from the camera, but there's about a 4-foot grade difference there, maybe even 5. Now Troy said they're going to try and bridge this. I don't know if that still his intention or not. I'll probably have to take that cherry out there too. And then they'll dress these banks up a little bit, I would think. Now, once they get across the creek, which my boots leak, so I'm not crossing today, but there's a skid road that goes up this side hill and then goes up to the top, and you can see where the tree line is there. There's a meadow right there. So I don't know if they're gonna skid everything down or if he's gonna, you know, take the truck. Now the truck they'll have to take up around the side of the hill that way, but I don't know. Creek's running good. That means the water table's up, so that's a good deal. Going into spring. Now, eventually, this area down here, where all these trees are, it'll get thinned, and then this will be like a silvo pasture down here. And what I'll do is use this for the cows and stuff in the warmest part of the summer. That way they have a spot to get in the shade if they want. But overall, here's a look from the other side, coming from the other direction. Overall, Troy did a really good job yesterday. I'm happy with the way it looks. Hey, get your frisbee. Hey, get your frisbee. If I don't get it, he'll leave it down here. And then we'll have to go hunting for it, because he's... Ready? Yeah, this looks really good. Man, if I had that dozer, I'd just get down through there and clean that out. I see you push that maple over there. That's a soft maple. I'll make some good firewood. I like burning maple in my cook stove. I told him there's a sugar maple right there. There's another one back there. I'm pretty protective about my sugar maple, so I told him just don't touch them unless you have to. Because I like to make maple syrup when I get time. Which next year I'm hoping to take a week off and make some. I don't make it to sell it. I just make it for personal use and to give it away to family and friends. Yeah, everything looks really good. I'm happy. Good boy, Waylon. Good boy. Come on. I'll tell you what, now this dozer here, this is a dozer, not a loader, because it doesn't have a bucket on it, it's got a blade. So this is a John Deere 550G. And it's realistically for like someone that does excavating stuff, it's not that big a dozer, but it's not that small a dozer. It's just the right size. Sometimes you gotta take your time a little bit, but you can get the job done. It would be a perfect size dozer for like a farmer or someone like that. I'm gonna get them chickens moved tomorrow. Get your frisbee. You remember where you put it? Get your frisbee. Go get your frisbee. Waylon, get your frisbee. I'm gonna just get it. Good boy. Bring it along. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Here, I'll throw it for you. Let's go this way. You ready? Uh-oh. Well, let's see how he handles that. Oh, good boy. All right. Anyway, look at this rye. We got to go look at this rye. It's just going nuts. So this is the rye planted in. This is where I had the, if you go back and look, this is where I had the red when she littered out. We kept the babies in here. Oh, I don't know, for about a month, but that rye is just doing fantastic. So we're just going to let that go, and I'm assuming by the time I have to put them in there again, it'll be dang near as high as that fence. Alright, well, let's go see what else we got to do here. Got to get rid some. You know what? I'll just take this live trap back over here. I was having problems with something eating my chickens, but if you live out in the country and you have chickens, you probably know all about that. But I took care of that situation. Haven't had a problem since. I don't care what these people say. You got some sort of critter coming in, keeps eating your livestock. You got the right to protect that livestock and dispatch that animal. Oh, come on, Ori. And protect your livestock. Alright, so what do we got to do? We got to get rid of some hay. I left a couple slices here for it. Now, if you're wondering, pigs will eat hay. I've said this before. And pigs are kind of like chickens in a way. they gotta have something to do. Now, when it's really hot or it's really cold, a lot of times they'll just huddle up and sleep. But when it's weather that they like, they're gonna be out doing some rooting. But Red here, she'll eat some of this hay. She'll sift through it. Oh, I gotta get her water too. And but she likes to go in there and she likes to make her nest. So, hey Red, here. There's your hay. All right, let's hook this hose up. It's a little bit chilly today. The wind's blowing a little bit. It's just, that wind's chilly enough that it just makes your hands cold if you're not wearing gloves. All right, that should reach. Oh, I was going to show you that. So Troy, yesterday, after I left, he come up through here. And you can see where he kind of widened this road a little bit here. And tomorrow I'm gonna, when I copiced that mulberry tree yesterday, I didn't have time to get rid of all the branches, but tomorrow I'll do that. So all this dirt here along the edge, I'll come in here with the tractor and I'll just clean that up and push that off the road a bit. I like to save that mulberry tree though, because I like to eat them. You only get to eat them for maybe a day or two at the most, because if you don't get them, the birds, they just hammer them. Here comes the wind. Ugh. Yeah, I wish they made some sort of gizmo that you could almost wear, so you could have both your hands free while you're recording. I never seen a dog so obsessed with a hose in my life. You just like water, I think. Wow, that actually froze the cow's water last night. That hasn't frozen about a week. All right, let's switch this around here for a minute. All right, so if you guys have been watching the news, you've been seeing about all the banks, these big banks, the banks that are too big to fail, that are going under. So I'd advise most of you, do not keep all your money in the bank. Now, I'm not saying go take all your money out of the bank, because you got to have money in the bank to pay your bills. But if you have $100 extra in the bank, get it out. If you have $10 extra in the bank, get it out. Because I've done a lot of research on stuff, and if they decide to do something like where they use your money to keep the banks from failing, they're going to do it over a weekend, and you're going to wake up Monday morning and they're going to say, you can only get $20 out of your bank account today because we had to use your money to, and I'm using my words correctly. We had to use your money to save these other banks from going under. And with what we got going on, not just in the US, but everywhere right now, it's better to just be prepared the best that you can. Especially if there's things you need. If there's things you need that aren't easy to get, necessities, then I would consider buying at least another month or two so you have them. Price to get it's so crazy. Like, just the amount last year, well, it'd been like year and a half ago, but when we started raising the pigs, just how, hey, you're fine, get off the hose. Just like the amount that the pig feed went up, chicken feed's up, everything's up. I gotta sit you on the ground a second. So, and now they're talking about, I guess they're putting something in commercial chicken feed, that keeps your chickens from laying eggs. So try to get your chicken feed from a local mill if you can. I try to, but I've had to buy some commercial feed. Ironically, since I've bought some of the commercial chicken feed, I've had 2 chickens die. Yeah, go figure. And I have another one over there. And we're talking probably within, I don't know, let's just say a month's time or so. I got another one over there. It looks like she's just acting weird. And chickens and pigs are like this. They're either good or they're dead. That's pretty much how it goes. And she'll walk a little bit and sit down, walk a little, and that's never a good sign. All right, I'm gonna switch the camera around here. Oh, that didn't work, did it? There we go. That's better. All right, we gotta give Red some water. Now, I just cleaned her water trough out yesterday. But pigs are dirty drinkers. You could clean it out every day if you wanted to. All right, you didn't take much of your hay in. What's going on? Come out here yesterday, she had blood all over her nose and in her mouth. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I was concerned about her. And here she was chewing on rocks. Her crow just flew over and she perked right up. She was looking at it. It's amazing. Pigs are they remind me of a dog in a lot of ways. They're very alert. They know what's going on most of the time. Man, she is big. You can't see it in the video, but she's probably as long as I am tall. So she's probably at least 5.5 foot long. So she's pushing, by the time she litters out, she's definitely going to be pushing 500 pounds. She's big. She's been a good mama. Yeah, the one guy at work was telling me his one sow had a litter of hogs, and they were in there getting ready. They were getting the babies so they could castrate them, and she was getting a little riled up, but he had her so long he didn't think she would do anything. But she basically grabbed a hold of his arm, picked him up, and threw him over a 4-foot high stall. Or dragged him over or something. I forget how he did say it, but you know, and he's a 200-pound guy. They are so strong. Don't ever underestimate them. I'll tell you what, if you could hook a team of pigs to a plow, you could get some work done. They will. You go in there and they're just being friendly, rubbing up against you, being nice, and they just push you right over like you're not even standing there. I'm 180 pounds, so they're strong. They don't have a lot of range of motion, but they're very stout animals. Alright. Okay, so I gotta unhook the hose. Teen said she fed the chicken. Jake's got hay. I'll throw it. Airway on. Oh, he almost got it. Alright, I'm going to set you guys up here. Unhook this. I don't want Troy running over my hoses. Not that he would, but make sure they're out of the way best I can. That gray hose, I think boy got it there at Harbor Freight. That thing's a piece of crap. I'm at the age of my life where I just soon pay more for something and get something that'll last than buying 2 or 3 of the cheap ones. You know, because it just doesn't seem worth it to me anymore. Between frustration and price of gas. Old Jakey's over there in the sun, see him? He's sheeping. Almost makes you think he's just the sweetest goat you ever seen. Well, there ain't no sweet goats. I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. You gotta have a love for goats if you're raising them, because they are a contemptible animal. Alright. I think one of these nights it's supposed to get down to like 27 or something. I come home last night, it was 30 after midnight some point. Come on. All right. Well, what else I got to do today? I think that's pretty much it. Check the fire. One of the things I'm going to try, so I watched a video of a guy. I got fruit trees back there, and he put Redmond's was it, Redmond's like cattle salt or whatever around his fruit trees, and they were kind of struggling and stuff, and they perked right up. So I have some C90 sea salt in there that I put around these two apple trees right here, but I did that about a week ago. So I'm gonna wait as soon as we get out of the danger of frost, then I'm gonna hit those trees back there and see if it perks them up a little bit. My peach trees have really been struggling with what do they call it, brown rot, or what they call that stuff. Anyway, it's where they start to ripen and then they turn brown and rot. So I'm gonna try and give them some. My pear trees always do good. Apple tree, same thing. They'll get almost ripe and then they start getting the brown spots on them where they rot. So we'll see what happens there. That chicken's still in there. She's laying her egg. She's just determined to lay her egg in there. She's funny. She used to come through from the cow side, but the hay's so deep, the hay pack in there so deep now that she can't get through anymore. I'll go up here and check the fire. It's a beautiful day. Been busy at work. Last night I did over 5 miles last night on the floor. It was a pretty busy night. Today's my Friday, so kind of excited about that. Forgot to put my saw away yesterday. Set you guys up here. We'll set you back here. If you have an outdoor furnace, my brother gave me some wisdom. He said, do not ever put your hands past the opening on the front of that furnace. And don't ever fix your fire without gloves on. I have smashed my fingers so many times. And when you sandwich your fingers between wood and metal, it's never a good outcome. Check the ashes. Well, this maple here, see if I can get a, you can see that these were the logs we hung the pigs off of. So we had, let's see, 5 hogs times 300 pounds. So we had 1,500 pounds. And this is about a 6-inch maple. But it's getting quite a bit of rot. But that hold on a span of 5, 7, so let's say 8 foot, it held 1,500 pounds, no problem. Well, that, and this is soft maple, red maple. Here's the other one that, see if you can get a good picture of that. So you can see the outside, it's rotten from the outside in. But this one of them had 5 pigs and the other one had 6 because we did 11. So they each had at least 1,500 to, let's say, 2,000 pounds on them. And they held just fine. You know, it's funny. I kind of always said you don't really know what you're going to get with a dog until they're 2 years old. Because I consider them a puppy until they're 2. Now, Waylon here he'll be 2 in, I don't know, a couple months, 3 months, whatever. But he's really starting to calm down a lot and listen a lot better. So, if you have a puppy, they're just like a toddler. They don't have a very long attention span, but you can still teach them stuff. So take 5 minutes, work with them, and then move on to something else because they'll just drive you crazy because they'll quit listening. But it's more about the being repetitive with the training than anything. Yeah, I've been known to be a dog whisperer. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not making any extravagant claims, just putting that out there. Alright, well, gotta go get ready for work. So, I'm going to sign off here. I hope all of you have a really good day. Get outside and get some fresh air. God bless each and every one of you. And I will see you on the next one. Hopefully tomorrow, Troy will show up with some stone and stuff, and we'll have another Timber Harvest 3 video, I guess. Alright, we'll see ya. God bless.